Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Good morning and welcome to episode 63 of the Padded Cell podcast. And for those who are new to us, I'm Vicky.
And I'm Ryan.
And happy Monday to you all. We have got some people live over on Instagram and Facebook. Good morning. And to everybody over on YouTube, hello to you too. Thanks for joining us. And it's a beautiful Monday morning out there. Bloody Nora. It's been fucking pissing down all weekend.
Well, yeah, it's beautiful compared to what it's been like.
Oh my God. Well, now I live on the River Mersey, or the Merky, as I call it. Ferry across the Merky and all that. And I've seen some storm fronts coming in. Bloody Nora, the weather that is coming in on the river, it's amazing.
You're living my dream.
But today, it's beautiful. It's like a lake on the River Mersey and the sun's just shining down and life is good. So yeah, I've moved finally.
I know.
It's great.
It's been about 3 years.
It hasn't been 3 years. It's been a year. Anyway, so today is the 25th of November. I can't believe it's 25th of November. We're sitting here and we're looking at a Christmas tree in the background. It's Christmas already in the studio. When are you putting your deckies up?
They're up.
They're up?
They were up the day after Halloween.
Fuck off. Is this Mrs. G's thing or your thing?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's Mrs. G thing.
And it's been this way for about 5 years. And there's just, I've given up now.
Well, ours probably going to go up next week and the club ones are probably going to go up this week. Yeah. Right, just so we are transparent, you might hear some rumbling in the background and it's not Nancy with her sex toy. The building next door is getting some work done and the drilling down, so you might hear some drilling in the background.
It does sound like a Sibian, doesn't it?
It's a real shame I'm not getting the vibration through the floor, to be honest with you. It'd be very pleasant. It'd be like sitting on the washing machine.
You have to wait for the dangly bit.
Don't stop now, lads. Keep drilling. It's going to be one of them days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, 25th of November. On this day, in 1969, John Lennon sent his chauffeur, Les Anthony, over to Buckingham Palace in the morning of the 25th of November. And he was delivering his MBE back to the Queen with a handwritten note basically saying, stick it up your arse, but in a very nice way.
Oh, right.
And Dylan has actually got a picture of the original letter that accompanied the MBE. So for those watching on YouTube, you can actually see the letter there up on the screen. But I'm going to read it to you now. It was actually written on headed notepaper. They made a company at the time, him and Yoko, called Bag Productions.
Yeah.
And it was the letterhead was Bag Productions. And it says, Your Majesty, I am returning my MBE as a protest against Britain's involvement in the Nigeria Biafra thing, against our support of America and Vietnam, and against cold turkey slipping down the charts. With love, John Lennon of Bag. He was high. He must have been high.
Got to be.
I know he's a bit eccentric, but, you know, against cold turkey slipping down the charts.
It just slipped out at the end.
What the fuck? So, he returned his MBE. Now, he originally received it with the other three Beatles in 1965 as part of the Queen's birthday honours that year. He said he didn't consult the Beatles at all about like returning the MBE, and he said originally he only accepted it because he was hugely persuaded, in other words told by Brian Epstein to accept it, but he wasn't happy with it at all, and he'd been mulling it over for years. Shall I keep it, shall I not? And then it all kicked off. There's all sorts of shit going down in Vietnam, and it was basically his way of protesting and saying no to the Queen. There you go, Mom, have your MBE back.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be up for an MBE with my background. Really.
You never know. The
Can you
world's
imagine
changing.
An MBE dominatrix? Yeah, I don't think
what
it's going to happen.
What would your speech be?
Neil.
Hi, Charles.
Neil. Basically. So, I think my Instagram might have gone off. I don't know if I'm still recording.
Oh, yeah. Just while you're doing that,
yeah,
Um,
might have gone off. Fucking hell.
Mrs. G said she'll sort your Christmas decks for you if while you're out here.
So is she going to come round to the house and sort my decks out?
Yeah.
I like to do my own decks though.
There you go then.
Thank you very much, Mrs. G. But you're probably like me in that everything's got to go on a certain way.
Oh,
right, okay. I might have said this before on the podcast, but just in case I haven't, I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to drown out the children in the background. So, the year my nan died, 2015, she died on the 20th of December, and Christmas that year was just written off.
Yeah.
And I normally put my tree up and I have a great time. I'm in the Christmas spirit. And I just wasn't in the mood at all for the Christmas tree. And when I came in, God loved them, Jimmy and the kids. I think it was like, I don't know, the 23rd of December or 22nd of December. And they'd put the tree up.
I done that one, yeah.
Yeah. And I was really grateful, but I cried. I cried, one, because I was upset my nana died.
Yeah, of course.
Cried that they'd done a nice thing and put the tree up when I just wasn't, my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But I also cried because it was fucking awful and everything was in the wrong place on the tree. But I didn't feel able to say, thank you, but it's shit and I'm going to rearrange it. So in the night, when they all went to bed, I just took the tree down and just put it all back together again, crying my eyes out in mourning. And I don't think anybody except for our Dan said, where's that particular ornament?
Yeah.
Where's that blah, blah ornament? And I went, I don't know, is it fallen off? And he went, oh, it's behind the tree now. I must have fallen off and Jim's put it, wherever it had fit.
Yeah.
He didn't notice that none of the deckies were in the same position as they were before.
The custom decorations.
So he tried to do a really nice thing and I took it all down.
Yeah, same thing happened in our house.
Bad mum.
She had a fit.
She had a fit, yeah. So you tried to put it all... were you happy with the job you did to the tree?
I couldn't give a shit.
Didn't give a shit, as long as just throwing up any hour.
The kids were happy. I was giving them a piece of tinsel. I said, go ahead, stick that where you want. And you can imagine what it looked like. It looked like someone had picked up a Christmas tree and just started hitting the shelves in the shop.
Oh, hey.
Just walked out with it. That'll do. I'll do, mate.
I think you purposely did it badly so you weren't ever asked to do it again. See, I know a few men that would do something like that just to get out of the job.
There's logic in that.
Yeah. So just before to go on, I wasn't meant to go on so many tangents.
That's what we do.
Obviously, years and years ago, people were a little bit poorer than they are now, and cost of living and all the rest of it, and times are just fucking hard. And Jim's mum didn't have an awful lot of money, and so she couldn't afford a big tree, but she wanted to have a tree in the window.
Yeah.
So she had a 2-foot tree and she put it on a 4-foot table.
That's amazing.
And just the top of the tree was peeping out above the windowsill. So everybody thought she had a big tree.
Yeah.
And she didn't. She only had a little 2-foot tree, but on a 4-foot table.
That's class.
Easy to decorate and then take back down again, though, isn't it?
Of course, yeah. You get more presents.
She did loads of things like that. Jimmy asked for a Spider-Man costume for Christmas one year. And she'd been collecting these shield stamps that you used to get years ago. And you collected so many, you could claim like gifts or whatever.
Yeah.
So we was really looking forward to the Spider-Man costume. Now, when we think about Spider-Man costume, it's like a onesie, isn't it, with the Spider-Man thing and a mask that goes over your head and all that and all that. Well, when Jimmy opened his present on the day, it was like a red cape with a spider on the back and just a plastic mask with like elastic going around the back. That was it.
No.
It was really bad.
Was he happy
and he
with
was
it,
devastated.
Oh.
He was absolutely devastated. And I think he's possibly brought it up for the past 50 odd years that he's been alive. Yeah, and he can remember.
I'm going to get him one.
Please don't. He'll be traumatised. It'll trigger him. And I'll hear it all over again. I've heard this story so many times. Love you, Jim. But, the Spider-Man costume's a bit like, no. Anyway, right. So before we move on to our next little bit, I am going to turn everybody off on Facebook, I think. How long have we been going, Dylan?
We've been going about 8 minutes.
Oh. Okay. So you've had 8 minutes for free. All you lot over there on Facebook. Shit, I'm going to get kicked off now, aren't I, for saying Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Okay,
Slander.
that was a slip of the tongue. I meant, so I'm going to say goodbye to you, everybody over on Facebook. Thank you for joining us, and you can always head over to Patreon for the rest. If not, I'll catch you later online or something. Have a great Monday. Wah, wah, wah.
Bye.
Oh, we says bye as well.
Yeah.
I'm gone. Bye. There you go. Right. So, moving on. Now, this isn't today. It was yesterday. But, and I did mention him a little bit last year. One of my favourite singers ever, died yesterday. No, didn't die yesterday. He died in 1991 on the 24th of November, which was yesterday. I had Freddie Mercury.
Got you.
You know who Freddie Mercury is?
Yeah. I know Freddie.
Okay, you just gave me a look then like, shit, I'm going to get asked something.
I was still trying to work out how it was yesterday. It was like fucking the year I was born. What?
What I meant was, like, it was like 24th of November yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The words will form better as we move on through the podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, he died at the age of 45 of AIDS, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite Queen song? Now, everybody over on YouTube, have you got a favourite Queen song? If you have, share it, and then when we catch up with you, I'll share what you've said. Have you got a favourite Queen?
I always love the clip of him where he's I don't know where he is now. He's going, hey, oh, and the crowd's
that was 1985 Live Aid concert.
Yeah.
And there's a little story behind that because he was very, very poorly. He knew he had AIDS and he was very poorly. He was taking treatment and everything. And his voice was affected by it. And I mean, if you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody, the film, you might know this. But he said, no, I'm going to go on. And if you listen to it, you can hear just like little bits where he cracks. But it actually sounds like part of the song, like he's really putting his soul into it rather than he's losing his voice. But even though he looked great, you know, he hadn't really lost that much weight at that point. He was actually a very poorly man going out, and nobody expected them to do as well as they did, and they ended up being like the top act. And when you think of Live Aid now, you think of Freddie Mercury and Queen. You know, I remember watching it. I was there watching it with my dad. My dad looked a little bit like Freddie Mercury.
Did he? Yeah. No way.
Yeah, a bit of a chubbier version, but the same moustache and everything.
Yeah.
And then as he got older, he looked like Renee out of A Lower Low.
Don't think I've seen that.
You haven't seen A Lower Low?
No.
Oh, Renee. No?
No.
Okay, that would only be funny if you've seen the programme. That was me just coming off as really weird to you then.
It was.
Okay.
It's normal. Desensitised.
Okay, right. Have you heard anybody saying, listen very carefully, I will say this only once. That once? No?
No.
Michelle out of A Lower Low, she was part of the resistance, and she'd come in with a jacket on and a hat, and she'd go,
right, let me have a look.
Listen very carefully, I will say this only once. No? Fucking lost it is, man. Honest to God.
I feel like it's something my nan would have watched.
Your nan?
Yeah.
That just makes me feel really great now. Thanks for that. Anyway, so my dad, as he got older, started to look like Renee. Out of A Lower Low. He was like Freddie, and then he was like Renee. And anybody who knows the two people will relate.
I can see the resemblance, yeah.
Have you got a favourite Queen song, Dylan?
Absolutely. I want to break free.
I was going to say that.
I want to break free.
Absolutely.
Would you dress up as Freddie with the Hoover and everything like in the video?
Absolutely.
I think we need to see this, actually.
That's when I put it on.
100%. You wouldn't
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I might do, actually? I might reenact it, but like in the full feck gear. Gas mask and all that. Just with the Hoover.
Oh, that'll be good.
That's good.
Camp as shit.
That'll be really good.
Just for contrast.
Yeah. For contrast.
Yeah.
Well, my favourite Queen song is a left fielder.
Go on.
It's
niche.
called Barcelona, and it was a duet with Montserrat Caballé. She was an amazing singer. Oh my God. And obviously Freddie, he's a rock opera singer almost, really. You know, his range is nuts. And when he first said he was going to duet with Montserrat, people were like, how's that going to work out? Well, it's unreal. And if you haven't heard it, listen to it. Barcelona. Really, really, really good. It sends shivers up your spine. And I mean, even the hairs on my arms are standing up now thinking about it. Bloody brilliant. Okay, and something else that happened on the 25th of November in 2017. This blew my mind a little bit, can't lie. A baby girl named Emma Wren Watson was born, and she's a very, very special baby. She was the product of a frozen embryo that had been fertilised and frozen nearly 25 years prior to her birth, So the family couldn't have biological children of their own, and they reached out to the National Embryo Donation Centre in America, who offered them a frozen embryo. So it's a fertilised embryo. And at the time, it was the longest known frozen embryo to then be successfully transplanted, and went on to deliver a healthy, live baby girl. She's doing well now. But the fun fact, right, is Emma's mum when she gave birth to her, was only 25 herself. So she's saying, like, in reality, Emma and her mum were conceived at the same time, but were born 25 years apart. How mad's that?
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, you know, what would the condition, if you like, of the baby be after all that time? And then would they develop normally and stuff? But she's absolutely fine.
Seems fine.
She's living a normal life, healthy little girl. She's doing really, really well. Science is amazing. Right, going back to YouTube, what are favourite Queen songs of our people over there?
Auralism Duke said Innuendo.
Oh, do you know Innuendo?
No, I probably would if I heard it.
Don't take offence at my innuendo. No?
Probably not.
Okay.
Hope
you like that, Earl.
I do like Queen, though.
What else have we got?
I Want to Break Free.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Me Now.
Don't stop me
Fucking
now.
tune.
I'm having such a good time.
I'm going to put some Queen on the newbies playlist.
What else is there?
That is it, really.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Give me your fucking favourites. Unless they're
Yeah.
just not Queen fans.
We're not banging commenting, but Auralism Duke has said, sorry to be picky, Barcelona isn't Queen.
It's a Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Didn't I actually say? Did I not say Freddie Mercury Queen song? I meant it actually in my notes.
Here you go, Earl.
Right. I don't know whether Dylan can zoom in at all, but it actually says fave Queen Freddie song on my notes in my giant notes. So I'm sorry that I didn't clarify, but I did write it down, even though I didn't say it out loud.
There we go.
So there's no other favourite Queen songs.
Who Wants to Live Forever?
Who wants to live? What film franchise is that from?
Star Wars.
No. There's a whole album dedicated to this movie. Who Wants to Live Forever is a clue. Sean Connery was in it.
Hannibal.
Where was Sean Connery in Hannibal?
No, I don't know.
Do you know what that is then, Dylan? What the film is that comes from?
I can't think.
Who Wants to Live Forever? Highlander?
Highlander. You know what? I've never seen Highlander.
Haven't you?
No.
Do you know Highlander?
No.
Okay, you need to watch Highlander.
I know there can be only one. Is that Highlander?
There can be only one,
know
yeah.
that.
Basically, they live forever. But the story is the ups and downs of immortality. It means there's loads more to it.
Yeah.
There's loads more.
Yeah.
But it's really quite sad, you know, this powerful immortal being who's loved and lost through
and over.
centuries, you know, and the whole Who Wants to Live Forever song is Who Wants to Live Forever? Because you're seeing people live and die, all these people, you know, that you've loved now. No.
The idea of it's great, but the reality.
I wouldn't want to live forever. I think we've seen that. I said that before, to be honest.
Amy's just said Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was going to say, I'm surprised more people haven't said Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to do a quick T-shirt competition.
Oh.
I can't actually remember the episode that I'm going to refer to now, but so I can't remember. I think it's around episode 30 or 32. Dylan came on our show for the first time on the panel with me and Nance. What was Dylan's subject that he talked about on the day?
I know.
And it's the first person to type the right answer. So keep your eye.
I'm on it, mate.
Okay. And then when we've got the first right answer, we will continue.
Because it was very good.
Yeah,
I
it was really
enjoyed
good.
my research of that episode.
Did
It
you?
was great, yeah.
It's really, really good. I think my phone's making noises. I'm going to turn it off. How unprofessional. Okay, is anybody...
I think it's close. The first two that have come in, I don't know how close you want to go with the wording. I think it's the second one.
Okay, let's have a look.
Because that's what I had in my head.
No, it needs to be more specific than that.
I would go more specific.
It needs to be more specific.
Okay,
specific
we're after
thing.
more specific.
So some of you have said Irish folklore, which is correct, but I want more specifics. You're getting a fucking padded cell T-shirt. Make some effort.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of which, while you're all waiting and thinking, we've got a T-shirt on today. I've got a different one on today. I'm going to just stand up. Ooh. I'm going to stand up, fall over the back of the chair. So my one is Dockware and Deviant. Yeah. And yours is?
Orgasm donor.
You are an you're an orgasm donor.
Well, yeah,
Are you a giver?
Yeah,
You're very much a giver.
we do a lot of
Donating of orgasms.
yeah, forcefully.
It's a hard life.
It's
That's another
terrible.
Queen song.
It's terrible.
It's a long, hard life. God, I need to get on the karaoke, don't I? Have you got any answers there yet?
No.
Right, well, you're all just shit. Until the first person gets the right answer, I'm not going to talk about T-shirts then. They're not getting a T-shirt unless they get the right answer. Now they're all going to be on the back in the...
Just sit here with our arms
They're all going to be
crossed.
researching the background now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to my segment.
Let's crack on.
And then if somebody does come up with the right answer in the meantime,
I'll
just
keep-
shout it out. Just interrupt me. It's absolutely fine. Okay. So I am going to... Go on. No. They're just pulling out all of the Irish folklore.
It's just offensive. Amy.
That's just offensive. Brilliant.
Oh, Harry.
Has Harry got it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure it's the right one? Yeah?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement. Okay, so Harry
Well done, H.
has got the right answer, and the subject was changelings.
That's the one.
It was a bloody great subject, that.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Very much.
Do another one on Guinness.
Just sit and drink Guinness. Right, so I am going to talk about something today which has happened to me, and I'm going to ask the people out there if it's happened to them. It's not kink. Don't know whether it's happened to you at any point. And it is a near-death experience. Have you had a near-death experience?
I don't think I have.
Haven't you?
I don't think so.
I mean, you've had maybe the odd drug-induced experience which might have felt like the end of your life.
Yeah.
I know. I might have had one or two of them.
But yeah, near death, I don't think so. I've had like bad accidents and
Yeah.
injured myself badly, but
Yeah.
near death,
No.
I don't think so. No.
No. Okay.
I've been quite
Have you had a
lucky.
near-death experience, Dylan?
I flipped my car when I was 19.
Did you? That's a
Yeah,
bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's not-
icy road, taking a bad corner, and just it skidded across the road, hit a ditch, and just flipped
what?
over. Me hanging in the car, all the windows smashed.
Shit.
I was totally fine.
Okay.
Didn't touch me at all, but all I remember is the adrenaline kicking in and
Yeah.
almost just being like as it was happening, it's almost like it wasn't happening at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
And it was only like 4 hours later when I got home and I went, oh
The
no,
shock hit you.
because if another car was coming, that
Oh,
was
yeah, that
me,
would have been you, yeah.
Gonzo. But
Yeah.
I was the only injury I got when I was climbing out, I basically, because there was glass everywhere, I cut
Yeah.
my hand on the glass. That was it.
So you didn't black out, you didn't see the white tunnel or nothing like that. I mean, I've had a similar accident myself where I didn't pass out or anything, but my car aquaplaned off the motorway on a slip road, and I just hit one barrier, spun off it and hit the other barrier and smacked the windscreen. And then my face hit the steering wheel, and my lip just went and dug into me teeth. I remember like coming round, well, it didn't knock out, I just like doing a bit of this and went, and lifted my lip off my teeth. Thinking about it now. Now, near-death experience, what I'm talking about here is when you believe that you have died temporarily and then what you may have seen.
Yeah.
But there's also an out-of-body experience as well, which doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be dead. Some people have had out-of-body experiences when they've been in like a trance-like state, a meditation state, or maybe when they're just drifting off to sleep. I've sort of had that not long ago, actually. And I talked to somebody about it because it blew my mind a little bit and freaked me out. But my actual near-death experience, I think I've said before, I'm not sure, was in the dentist chair when I was young, and I had full anaphylactic shock to the gas that they used to give you years ago.
Wow.
And I remember it as clear as day, even though I was 6 or 7 maybe. And it was horrific. It was not pleasant.
Yeah.
So people that say that they've had this amazing near-death experience and you've possibly seen the family and the white light and everything, mine was like a living nightmare, and it still traumatises me to this day.
Wow.
And when I've read into it, I think it's possibly down to the gas that I was having, because apparently at the time a lot of kids having this gas had terrible nightmares afterwards and really bad PTSD because of the smell and stuff like that. So it possibly would be that I had a negative experience because of the gas I was having at the time.
Yeah.
But basically, I had full anaphylaxis in the chair. And I remember at first having a dream, like a nightmare, of a windmill. And it was like on a mountainside, it was dark. And there was this like demon, if you like, bouncing around all the sails on this windmill. That was weird. That was like the nightmare from the gas, if you like, that all the kids used to talk about. And then all of a sudden, that stopped. And I looked ahead like that. And there's just this dark tunnel with this light at the very end of it, like everybody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being hurled towards it. And this fella on the windmill was chasing me down this tunnel. So it was like half nightmare, half of this experience. And I was getting closer to the tunnel and I didn't feel calm. I felt scared. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to go down the tunnel. And I didn't recognise the two people that were at the end of the tunnel, which was a young man and a young woman. And I was like, I remember almost like pushing away with my hands and feet like that, trying to stop myself from getting to the end of the tunnel because I didn't know these strangers. I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as I got to the end, I was almost like dragged back and I was went in the chair. And then I just looked up. Well, fuck me. The dentist was that colour. He was white. My mum was hysterical in the corner. There was other people in the room that weren't there before. Yeah. And everybody was just a bit like, whew. And apparently it was full CPR and adrenaline. I was, Anyway, it was only afterwards and the dentist was trying to talk me down, if you like, because I was a bit like, what the hell's just gone on? And I was laughing then. I was just making light of it because I was happy to be there and I didn't understand what had happened. It was only as I got older I realised. And I said I'd had this dream. And I said, and there was these two people and I didn't know them and I was frightened. I didn't want to go anywhere near them. And I started to describe one of them. And the dentist was like, tell me more about that lady. So I told him and he went, what did the man look like? So I told him. And he went, okay, ask me mum, do you mind if I just bring two people into the room? And these two people were brought into the room and they were two students and they'd be at the end of the chair, if you like, by the door, observing because it was an emergency. You don't really get them very often. Yeah. And they must have hit a button or something and everybody came in and they just stood and observed at the end of the bed, literally where I was there. And I went, yeah, that's them. Well, you couldn't have possibly seen them. They didn't come into the room until after you went. And they left the room as you were coming round because everything was over then, if it was all right.
Yeah.
I'd never seen them. So at some point in this experience, I'd seen these people in the room somehow.
Yeah.
So this is an out-of-body experience, but it's also a tunnel experience. So I don't know which one it would have been because I saw a tunnel, but also somehow I saw these people in the room. So an out-of-body experience, it's like almost, imagine you're in a hospital bed, your heart flatlines, and then suddenly you're floating out of your body. Mm-hmm. This is what people say happened. You see yourself, the doctors, the chaos around the room, the people trying to revive you. And people who've often had these out-of-body experiences explain the sensation of floating around the room, sometimes going through walls. What's really completely wild, though, is that some of them say that they can see things high up in the room that they shouldn't be able to see, like things on top of shelves.
Got you.
And there's actually, what's even crazier, is there's actually a couple of hospitals who've done research on this, and they've placed objects in resus rooms. They've placed objects high up out the way where you would not be able to see them from like ground level, and to see if people who say they've had out-of-body experiences recall seeing these things on shelves, and some of them do.
That's fucking so crazy.
It's like a supernatural I Spy. Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah. Did he have a hat?
So, I mean, I'd be terrible at that game. My recall is terrible.
Yeah.
But we also have this tunnel experience, and the two can be combined. So people that have the out-of-body experience can have this as well. Now, I mean, it's all sort of conjecture, if you like. You know, there's millions of people who've said they've had these things, but the actual research and the science behind it doesn't say conclusively it's, you know, your transportation to another realm.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of them are saying it's, you know, chemicals in your brain and stuff as you die and all that. lack of oxygen and stuff. We'll go into that later on. So the tunnel experience. So basically, most people explain it as a long, dark tunnel with a light at the end of it, but like a warm, bright, inviting experience with a bright light at the end.
Yeah.
Now, I remember there being a bright light, but like I say, I don't remember it being a positive, warm, welcoming experience. But I do think that was down to the gas, because the gas was horrific. They actually stopped giving us to kids not long after that because of the negative experiences. It was that bad. So as you're moving towards the light, people say they have this sense of peace that floods over them. Their earthly worries just melt away completely. And this is where we hear the going towards the light saying.
Yeah.
And it's very, very common. But it's also quite cliche, really, you know, going towards the light and all that kind of thing. Yeah. But I've also read that some people say they see deceased loved ones at the end of this tunnel waiting to welcome them in and stuff like that. What if you don't get on with somebody and they're there? Do you have a choice? Can you just fly past them to the person that you do like?
Down the fucking tunnel.
Yeah, like nail marks, like that. No, I fucking hated them in the last life. I don't want to spend my next life with them. Or what if you're like Joan Collins? You've had loads of husbands and you've loved them all. They've just died.
Yeah. Which one do you go to?
Yeah. Which husband?
And does husband A know about husband B and C?
Are they all fuming?
Fucking
like elbowing each other out the way.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I was the last one to marry her. I'm going to be the first one to grease her. Or the first husband would be like, well, no, I was the first one to actually ask her to marry me. I deserve to be the first.
I haven't
There'd
seen
be
it
murder.
for the longest.
Yeah. And then your kids, you know, what if you're unfortunate enough and, you know, you've got like your kids are there. What kid do you choose to go to first?
That's to last for 5 minutes and I sit down before. Can I just have 5 minutes?
I mean, it could cause murder in your afterlife, really, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. But yeah, for most people, if they've got this warm feeling, the family welcoming at the other end, it's like a cosmic reunion party, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just not too sure whether I'd RSVP to this party if I know there's some people going to be there, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
So, speaking of reunion, there's also this thing called the life review experience. You might have heard this before. It's when people, their life flashes before them as if they're in a movie.
Yeah, 7 minutes, they say, don't they?
I don't know. But basically, a life flashes before you. And I've listened to a lot of podcasts over the years where people do have these near-death experiences. And a lot of them say the life flashes before them. Now, when I had this car accident where my car spun all over the place, I remember all of a sudden thinking, shit, kids, Jim's working away. It wasn't my life flashing before me, but it was the reality of, if something happens to me now, bam, 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 all these things will stop or they won't know, or it was the more the mum kicking in of like, shit. Because actually what I'd done, I'd nipped out for 5 minutes down to Tesco to get a loaf, but our Tesco at the time happened to be the other side of the motorway. Our Liam was old enough to look after Dan, so I'd left them on their own. Didn't have my mobile phone on me, stupidly. I'd pulled off in the car, took my seatbelt off to grab a hanky from my bag. As I come back forward, aquaplaned, car spun. Didn't have my seatbelt on.
Fuck.
And so as I was veering towards the barrier, this was going through my head of like, you know, Dan, Catherine, Liam, Jim, it was all this. And then, oh shit. It was literally, as I came towards this barrier, I thought I was going to die. But I didn't have the whole life flashing before me, even though I thought I was going to die. So not everyone gets this.
No.
This recall. I mean, maybe some people, it's just so quick, you just don't have chance to have the recall, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like your life in a movie, like a Hollywood drama, if you like. And some people actually experience it in full 360 degrees, like a panoramic review of their life.
Okay.
So literally in their head, they're seeing it like a movie going round. They can turn round and almost touch things in the memory of the brain, if you like. Yeah. But there's a kicker to this, because what some people say is that if obviously they've come back round to tell the tale, some people feel it as well. So they don't just see their life flashing before them, they feel everything as if it was happening all over again.
Got you. Yeah.
And so some people come round from this very upset. because they have, in seconds, they felt all of the hurt, the anger, the despair, the grief, the happiness, and it's been so overwhelming. They've literally just been in tears as soon as they wake up.
Yeah.
And they then tell the people around them, I've had this life flashing before me, but it was so overwhelming. I don't think I could actually cope with it again.
Yeah. There's a few theories and things I've read online where people say, imagine this, what we're living now, is those 7 minutes you get before you die, and you snap out of it, and all of a sudden you're on a deathbed.
I'd feel a bit cheated, like.
That's when you're fucking so pissed off.
I mean, 7 minutes, Jesus.
I was like, fucking hell, we just got the fucking podcast rolling.
Now, the other thing that people experience is the heaven and hell experience. Pretty wild, this. Because it does get into the realms of the afterlife. Now, obviously, we all have our own beliefs on that. But some people report visiting these realms, describing them in a heavenly way, full of light, music, beauty, indescribable peace. But not all near-death experiences are warm and fuzzy. And where there's light, if you believe in all that, there's dark. And some people report visiting another type of afterlife, which is terrifying, dark and hellish, with hellish landscapes, hellfire and all that kind of thing.
Sounds all right.
And it's been that poignant, what they've seen. It has changed their lives when they've come back round. Now, I would understand, I suppose, if you went to heaven and you saw all these things, it would change your life in a way where you might turn to some kinds of faith. Or you might live life in a different way because you've had this epiphany. I'd also like to think if it's seen hell, it might make me a better person. That'd take quite a lot.
You might see it though and go, do you know what? It's not as bad as I thought.
Where's the Wi-Fi code? I'm coming in.
Quite like the idea. Warm all year round. Get me there.
So, but for some, it's terrifying. And they'd like to think it'd change their path, if you like, and make different decisions. But for some people, it drives them absolutely insane at the thought of, I've lived this bad life. I don't think I can repent for this. And that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And so it drives them absolutely mad. And there are reports, if you want to read them out there are stories of people, who have been committed, who've had these NDEs where they've seen hell.
Yeah.
And they're terrified. Absolutely terrified. So, what causes all of this? What do you think causes all of this? Is it an actual near-death experience where you are going on to another realm, or do you think it's some kind of chemical thing?
Yeah, I think it's a chemical in your brain. Specifically, I think it's DMT.
DMT.
And I think it depends on how much has been secreted as to how much you see and what you see and stuff like that. I put it down to that. But could be other stuff. I haven't researched it.
But that's your thought and your theory. Yeah. What do you think, Dylan?
I'm the exact same boat as Ryan. That's what they say with DMT as a drug. It's just trying to simulate is that part of your brain that releases when you're in those near-death experiences, almost like adrenaline, but a hallucinogenic. Your brain's trying to almost defend you from whatever is about to happen. I haven't researched enough myself, but that's almost
that's what I've seen from my little tidbits on the internet and stuff like that, and stuff I've researched myself on DMT.
I don't know what I think, to be honest, because I've had a couple of experiences. I am quite scientific, so I think there's definitely some chemical interaction there which is protecting you at the time of death. But having had an out-of-body experience not long ago, obviously I wasn't dying. It's sort of throwing a right spanner in the works to that now, really. I'm not too sure what I believe. And I think that's the case with a lot of people, is you have a set of beliefs until you experience something yourself, and then it sort of throws it all out the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not sure. But researchers believe that a lot of this can be influenced by your own culture and background, and maybe some subconscious fears as well. So it might be that, if you are religious, that you think that this is your journey to the other side. It's not a chemical thing. And, your religion, if you like, sort of backs that up. And then it might make you make different decisions when you come back to this life again. Other people say subconscious fears play a factor in it. But skeptics argue that it's just a byproduct of the dying brain. And like a neural fireworks show almost, really, giving you a final curtain call.
Yeah, the end credits.
And I think that's sort of where my head goes when I know a lot about hormones. Adrenaline on its own is a very, very powerful hormone. Yeah. And if it's a fight or flight hormone, that is the one thing out of everything else that's going to be really flooding. And then alongside all the other hormones that are there as well, it is going to be, I think, your body's way of protecting you against that fear.
Yeah.
I think. So others believe that it could be a proof of consciousness beyond the body and afterlife, parallel dimensions, maybe. Possibly. But the jury really is still out. Yeah. And I've read both sides, the scientific side and like the religious, cultural afterlife side, both with very strong arguments, but none with real proof. Thank you. It's all a hypothesis which hasn't been proven.
Of course.
And I quite like that. We just still don't know, do we, what we're dealing with?
Well, it's hard to prove. You can't speak to someone who's died, can you?
No. No, not at all. So I don't know whether anybody over on YouTube has dipped in with anything at all, but what I thought we'd do is we do our dangly bit. Okay. And then if anybody's got any stories to share, we'll just read a couple of them out. A couple of the good ones. So that was the subject I've been wanting to do loads. This is the fourth attempt at doing it now.
Yeah, that was a good one. That I feel like we could have chatted about that for a lot longer.
Well, I have actually got some more stuff here. So I wanted to give the watchers out there a chance to chat. Yeah. But if not,
we do a part two.
We can do a part two at some point. Yeah. Okay, so my dangly bit today. I'm a bit sweaty. Fucking hell. Right, I've had some bit oversharing there. I'm sweaty. I've had some gifts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the Floggers.
Fucking brace myself in case you flick anything at me.
So my Flogger collection's gone up in numbers.
We're on 386 now.
So the first one, I've actually still got the labels on these. Fucking hell. The first one is by a company called Whipsicle Crafts. And they're actually in Cyprus.
Oh, maybe tell me what these.
Yeah.
In
Cyprus.
Yeah.
And they make absolutely lovely stuff. Now, Cyprus is not like the UK. It's a very religious country, and BDSM doesn't really factor very much, but there's definitely an underground, if you like, BDSM culture, which is thriving, and I am fucking delighted for you. And those who are brave enough over in Cyprus to go forth and be kinky and do your shit and fuck them all off, really good on you. You need to do more of it. Because I've been over Cyprus for 18 years. There's no clubs or nothing. Well, there are. They're just not out
underground
there.
Clubs. Yeah,
they're more like Nicosia in the capital. So these are two floggers, Florentine floggers, which have been made in my two favourite colours. So we've got the purple, which is my favourite colour, and the colour of kink, and lime, which is the colour of the Pathasol podcast. And they're UV. They are articulated with two finger handle things, whatever you call them, and they're knotted on the end as well. So you can give somebody a really good belt with them. Yeah. Now, I said I'd give these a little mention to Whipsicle Crafts. This is not a plug for money. I don't get no money for this. I just bloody like them, really. So I'm just going to do a little Florentine.
Here we go.
Oh, I've got like a sweaty ass. I have. I'm so sorry. So, Florentine is when you use two floggers together in like, I'm going to show you, fucker. Right. Can you Florentine?
Nope.
Okay. Look at me sweat.
Is it trickling down your legs?
No, it's not. It's just in the cracks. So, this is not Florentine, and this is just me warming myself up. This is Florentine.
Oh, the noise they make. Are you picking that up, Del?
I am indeed.
Is that your pooing face?
My pooing face? That's my concentration face.
It's the same face.
Is it? I'm trying to think what my pooing face is now. Anyway, Whipsicle Crafts. Your Flogger's a boss.
That is amazing. Whoop!
Right, and I've also been sent, coincidentally,
Aren't they nice?
whew, bloody hell, I've been sent another Flogger as well. And this is also in our colours, which I am delighted about. So it's in, this was not pre-arranged either.
No way.
Yeah, but the material's different. So that one's paracord.
Yeah.
This is like a silky type material. And this is by Nuts and Knots. Thank you, Sarah P and Andrew. So this is like a really smooth, silky type falls. Again with knots. These knots feel like a little bit more brutal just because they're smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
And look at the handle. And it does light up under UV as well. Yeah. Very nice. So I'm going to swing that round in a minute. Actually, you want to have a little swing round of it.
Hasn't it got a dead nice weight to it?
Yeah. It's fast. It's really fast. Thanks, isn't it? Oh, nice. So thank you, Sarah P and Andrew. I'm just going to give that a little swing around and all. Yeah. Bit of ASMR.
The noise is fucking beautiful, isn't it?
Fab, 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 fab. So, thank you very much. So we've got Whipsicle Crafts. That's linktree/Whipsicle Crafts. And we've got nutsandknots.com. Really great. And again, you know, this is not a plug for money or nothing like that. I just really like the stuff. Really, really nice. Something. Right then. So that was our dangly bit. What time is it? Fuck me, I haven't got much battery on me, Lappy. Never mind.
Is it me?
No. Have we got any comments from the people on YouTube about near-death experiences?
When you said about near-death, I haven't had one. But Mrs. G, every time we've had a kid, her pregnancies have been worse and worse, or the births have been worse and worse. Our last one was the one that was like, the midwife said to us, don't have any more kids. Like, we were close with that one. So she gave birth to him. There was a lot of blood. And that I was told to just get off because I've been there for like 18 hours or so. Go get some sleep, come back later when the wipe down and stuff. Got home, got a phone call to be like, you need to come back to the hospital. Like, don't know if your wife's gonna make it, sort of thing. I was like, oh fucking hell, I've just got comfy. Fucking back away we go. But apparently, yeah, she'd lost so much fucking blood. And she said she was like passing out, and she said one of the things that made her wake up was she heard her mum, who passed away years and years and years ago, say, "Don't you dare fucking fall asleep."
Oh wow!
And she just woke up then. And lucky enough, the doctors, nurses, midwives, and all that got whatever was internally bleeding sorted, and she's still with us today.
It's called a massive obstetric hemorrhage.
Yeah.
I've seen one. And I'm not going to release any details, but it was frightening as a health professional to see it. It was very hard to control for the obstetricians involved. I've never seen so much blood in my life.
Yeah.
There was literally bags of blood up we have like these sort of pump things which pump the blood as fast as possible, and we couldn't get the blood in quick enough. And the lady was only young, and in the end we had to give her a full hysterectomy to stop the blood.
Fuck. That's been spoken about with Mrs. G, getting it done.
Yeah.
But we just...
She's a young girl, though. It's one of them, like, trying to save her, but also save her chances of having another child.
It's hard, isn't it? Yeah.
I think she's about 23. Very young.
Oh, it's
awful.
It's a nightmare, yeah.
So any other...
There's a few, yeah. I'm just scrolling through.
What time is it? Okay.
Earl Duke said that his mate died on the operating table, and he said he saw himself on the operating table.
Oh my God, opened up?
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, you see it in films all the time, don't you? You think, is that just fucking Hollywood shit?
Yeah.
But then you hear people having it, it's like... Maybe it is real.
I've actually got a story similar that I'm going to be telling our Patreons and our Patreon special soon.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
And it's put, first one was in Spain, and the car I was in almost aquaplanes off the side of a mountainside road.
They are aquaplanes as well.
Fuck, yeah.
It's an aquaplane, and I don't think it's ever happened to you, but literally the wheel just spins out of control. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I remember my dad always saying, don't try and correct it.
No.
But to let go and let it do, literally the wheel was just going like that, hit, and like that the other way. And it was just slipping through my fingers anyway.
Yeah.
But to actually let go and just let it happen. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how severe it is. If you grab the wheel, it can snap your wrist, can't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, that's mostly it.
So nobody else has any running towards the light experiences?
There's a lot of accident-prone people.
Yeah. Is that mainly Mrs. G?
She's very fucking accident-prone.
So I might go into the near-death experience thing a little bit more at a later date. I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to go over that today because I just think it's a nice little thought-provoking subject.
This is a rough one. Kirsty, I think it's pronounced KJ.
Yeah.
Choking on blood and mucus. I was trying to throw up after double jaw surgery, but because of the jaw lock, couldn't get it out my mouth. Fucking hell. That's like something out of Saw.
How did she get it out?
Just remember a flash, then darkness before waking up again.
Fuck.
That's fucking horrific, that, isn't it?
Oh, God, the thought of that. And you can't.
Imagine it slowly filling up. And the texture of blood and mucus as well.
No. I mean, when I had whooping cough, there's a few times in the night I was coughing and I couldn't breathe. I was choking, but I got it up. Imagine not being able to get it up and get it out your mouth.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I'd be terrified. Absolutely terrified. Right, anything more before we go on to our fetish factoid?
Yes, there was one. I can't find the comment now. I think it was Sarah P. Almost falling off a cliff. I think she said she was walking downhill, and before she knew it, she was running. Just the way it takes you.
Yeah.
And fell, slipped, and I think she said she was about 50 foot away from the edge of the cliff.
Okay.
Broke a couple of ribs. I'd take ribs over falling off a cliff.
God, wouldn't you just?
Like, there's loads of times where we've been out hiking and you look over the edge and you think, oh, fuck that.
I went out walking in Cyprus and went off the beaten track and ended out really low down by the sea, but trapped in an area that I couldn't get out of. There was like just cliffs and rocks for about 150 foot. I was like, fuck, how am I going to get out? And no phone reception. I had to climb. I had to climb. And I broke all my nails trying to climb. It was horrific. Anyway. Right. Dylan's getting twitchy. So, just a very, very, very quick hello to our Patreons, new Patreons, Sophie Lee, Cameron with a K. I have actually mentioned Cam with a K before, but he went, when are you going to mention me? Lynn, Hannah W, Emma B, Scally Ali, and Shenzo the Doggo, and Tekla.
Shenzo the Doggo.
Yeah. And a cheeky hair pulse to our OGs. Right. So, do you know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? You'll know this. What Auralism is.
Is that like a fixation with mouths and...
No, funny enough.
No.
I think you're thinking of as Oral.
Yeah.
No, this is Auralism as in hearing. A-U.
Okay. Yeah. A-U-L.
A-U-R-A-L. Yeah. Do you know what Auralism is?
Ooh, if I was to hazard a guess, it's anything that's to do with sounds and almost like, that's your fetish.
ASMR sort of thing?
More than that.
Okay.
So, I mean, ASMR, obviously, it can... some sounds make you go, ooh. I love crinkly type sounds and stuff like that. No, this goes a lot deeper. It is very, very, very common. But a lot of people have Auralism and don't realise it. So it's beyond, nice sounds and stuff. It's actually sounds that invoke feelings, movements, if you like.
Yeah.
Or transport you to a moment.
Yeah.
Which could be like sexual or makes you feel really good, basically.
Yeah.
So it's when somebody is sexually aroused by sounds, whether they come from a partner or an inorganic object. So it could be like a steam train, something like that. I've actually had somebody on Facebook say to me, can you do this? Is it a thing? So to your false, this is why I'm doing this. And some people might enjoy incorporating sounds into other activities simply because it makes them happy, but they don't know why. So like I say, it's beyond, oh, I love this tune. It's like, I love this tune on a deep level. I've got a couple of songs, when I hear them, it gives me goose pimples and transports me. I'm literally there, seeing, feeling, smelling, wherever I was when I first heard that song.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Okay. And if you get that, that is Auralism. And not everybody does. You think that everybody has the ability to relate a song to a time period, but no, not everybody does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I say, it can be simple as a song trigger a memory, or your partner dirty talking, or even the sounds of sex, enhancing your sexual experience. And like I say, not everybody, though, is triggered by this. They might enjoy music and musicals, but it doesn't invoke a deep eroticism in them. So people who are auralists hear sound on a deeper level and relate sound to situations. They love dirty talk. So like during sexism, they like talking through an orgasm. Yeah. But what I've read is that it's more than just dirty talk. It's the actual sound vibration of that person. So it could be that you enjoy the low tones of a male, whispering, but also the feel of their breath as they're talking. It's a whole experience.
Whole package.
And, you could be getting fucked at the same time, or maybe not, touched up, or maybe just having cuddles and somebody is like, really dirty talking.
Yeah.
But it's that person doing that thing, and the sound, the feeling of the breath, it's what does it for them, and it really sends them to another level in their sexual experience, basically. Now, on a BDSM level, we do this a lot. And I don't think people do actually relate it to a kink. It's just part of a scene. So, for instance, when a dominant hears their sub moaning or screaming, it can be very satisfying. And I don't mean in a sexual way. It can just be a satisfying. I've done that. And it just gets you. And I get that. I've never thought about it before.
Yeah.
But when I've done something and a sub moans, but they don't shout the safe word, they're enjoying it. It gets me off, but not in a sexual way. It gives me a kick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we did a big breath play scene on a Saturday, and I'd never really noticed it before, but I took the bag off her face, and she went, and I was like,
it is. It's that sound, isn't it? There's something about it. And then you might have submissives who like to be called a good girl.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing at me. Well, you remember what happened at the live.
Yeah, I know.
For those that weren't at the live, Jim was at the live, just in the corner, minding his own business. And we were doing a game, weren't we?
Yes.
I think we were doing the Wheel of Fortune, Misfortune
We were doing
thing.
something, weren't we? Yeah.
And Jim called me a good girl. And I was basically a pool on the floor.
I've never seen you like that before.
I just went, no.
It's mad that phrase holds so much power.
It's just absolutely mad.
Yeah.
And he would never have thought of doing that years ago. That would have that effect either. No. And the other thing is that when you get called a good girl of similar sort of positive thing like that, it gets you on this deep level. It's like pride, love, safety. Almost.
Yeah, it's not just a word, is it?
No,
it's
no.
what
And of
comes with
course,
it.
arousal for some people as well. Some of us like to have a playlist that we scene to, and I've actually created scenes to music. So I've had a playlist of like 7 songs or whatever or more, and I've built the scene up as the songs are building up to a crescendo, and then I bring them down again to cool them off.
We had a specific track for Saturday.
Yeah.
It was fucking
A lot of us do that. And a lot of music can move us to tears as well. It can transport you back, like I said before. It's very, very, very common. So basically, if you are moved to tears by music, you're an auralist.
Got it.
Not everybody is.
Yeah.
If a song can transport you back to decades where you can remember every detail, sight, smells, who you're with, you're an auralist.
Yeah.
If the sound of your partner moaning during sex sends your horn skyrocketing, you're an auralist. If you enjoy listening to other people having sex and you don't even need to watch, you're an auralist. So it's a lot deeper isn't it? Very, very common, and when most people would not put a name to it. But there you are. You are
That was
an
interesting,
oralist.
that, yeah. I'd say I am.
Oh, I definitely am.
I
Without a doubt.
So
Without a doubt.
tuned in on sounds and everything. So
Without a
it was
doubt.
like the Floggers before.
Yeah.
It fucking sound
The
amazing.
sound of it, amazing.
Yeah. So,
Right. So, on that oralist bombshell, we're going to go. We're going to have a quick piss and go and record episode 54.
64.
64.
I'm fucking back in time.
So, if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week. And goodbye to all those watching live. Love you.
Love you, bye.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the curators of chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Paddysell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews, and feel free to send us an email to medic@thepaddysellpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.